Thank you for tuning into this channel today. Don't forget to subscribe to it if you haven't done it and to share it with someone else. Jesus was loved for many people for his boldness when he talked. He had no fear to say whatever he had to say and whenever he had to say it, either to the religious leaders or to the civil leaders. Many times he claimed to be the Son of God, the promised Messiah, and in certain times he claimed to be God. He was accused to be blasphemous, and he gave proof of his divinity, yet many rejected him. In the parables that appear in Matthew 25, Jesus is portrayed in different ways. For example, in the parable of the 10 virgins, he is the bridegroom that comes for his bride. In the Old Testament, there are many references to God as the bridegroom of his people. In the parable of the talents, he is presented as the man who goes to a far country, but before he left, he gave talents to his servants. And this is a picture of Jesus going to heaven, but before he left, he gave gifts to his church, to whom he is going to hold accountable at the moment of his return for the use they did to the talents or to the gifts. In the same way that the man who traveled came back and settle accounts with his servants. In the third parable of this chapter, Jesus is the Son of God who will gather the nations and will judge them. The parable is known as the Judgement of the Nations, and also is known as the parable of the sheep and the goats. And it begins by saying that when the Son of Man comes in the glory of the Father on the clouds, he will gather the nations and he will separate them as the shepherd separates the sheep of the goats. This separation into two groups appears in the apocalyptic writings, reminding the readers that God doesn't forget our actions, doesn't miss our actions. He is very interested in what we do and how we do things, because that's how we react to the invitation of the gospel to love everyone the same way he does. See you tomorrow.